Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Let's just make sure we're live real quick before we get started. Awesome. It is working. LP Army University Week 2 Armstrong. Okay, so going back to it, this is going to be our second session with Armstrong. Obviously, a very dedicated Meteor user. He's doing stuff every day with it. He's opening positions. But I had a little bit of a realization. I realized that he was going spot, and on some charts, that he should have been in profit. That it looked like he was still not in profit, so we're going to sort out some stuff. But yes, anyways, very, very awesome guy. He is so, so talented at making clips and video editing. This one just like blew me away, so I'm very impressed. I'll have to give him my thanks once we give him a call, which I will do right now. Ready to start a call? Yes, we are. Hey, Armstrong.
Yeah, GM.
Hey, GM. GM, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, son.
Thank you, by the way. I have to thank you for here. I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. Thank you for the clip. Like that editing looked so so good. Like this video, I'm so impressed. So I appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Welcome.
But anyways, we had been in the chat previously, kind of talking about let's see. There were some positions you were in where I would have expected you to be in profit, but you were not in profit yet.
Mm.
Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at some stuff. I noticed on this one you're trying the bid ask out. Were you were you previously not using a bid ask too much like this one?
So what was the question?
Have you just started using bid ask on some positions this week, or have
Yeah, I
you?
just started using it this week.
Okay. Have you had a few positions with them already, or is this the first one you've opened really this week so far
Uh,
with bid ask?
okay, if it is this week, this is the first one. But previously, I used to use BDAX.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to look at I wanted to look at one of the tokens you had sent me earlier this week. Let's
It is
see.
distorted, still opened.
Which one?
I think it's distorted.
It was let's see. Oops. I copied everything. Here we go. Oh, it's on distorted.
Yes.
So this one you had sent me on, you said 313. I've been in this pool for more than a day, but the fees generated are very low compared to what I usually get. Could it be because of the base percent of the pool, or is there any other factors I should consider before choosing a pool? Um, so let's see. 313 was right here at 1040. So around right here is when you texted me. Like right here, maybe? Is what you're talking about? You expected to be in profit at this point?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember around which mill market cap you opened the pool?
Let me check it here. Is it possible to? Oh,
You can, like, a rough estimate is fine too. I don't know if it was like right when the chart was breaking down or closer to the top, I guess would kind of matter.
I copy the max price and send it.
The max price.
Yes.
So it was all the way up here at 5 mil or 5.8 mil, or was it lower where you opened it?
Yeah, it
Like
was okay. I think it was very close to the yes, to that one.
the top one?
Yes.
Okay, and
It's very close.
did you go 90% down?
Yes, I did 91.
91%. Okay. So we can just draw it out for the viewers. So he went 91% down from around right here, which is right here. So on this curve you went spot, right? You went
Yes.
91% down with spot. So I think on bid ask, when you do bid ask here, you should be in profit on these spikes right here. And probably you should have been in profit right here as well. Um, so I guess we can start to go over why um, why bid ask sometimes works better than spot here. Is that does that sound good?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So so basically when you're using spot, spot is good for getting instant exposure to tokens. So if we were doing this range and we had spot set up like this, right? Even all the way down. And let's say we had, I'm going to try to make this actually kind of neat so that everyone can see. This would be a spot curve, as opposed to bid ask would be something like a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. So bid ask is going to stack more as we get lower down. So when you're using spot, I just want you to kind of understand the use cases for each one. So when you're using spot, this is going to be ideal. This is going to be ideal if the token kind of does something like this, or even if the token does something like this, you know what I mean, and stays closer to this top area on
Yeah.
spot. This is because when you're using spot, more of your Solana is towards the top here. So that Solana is going to earn more fees closer up on the chart. As like if it ranged around here and went out on the bid ask, you would make almost nothing because you have like no liquidity right here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason why I think spot might not be in profit on some of these bounces is because so much of your liquidity up here is getting converted to the token at this price up here. And you see how the chart just like drops straight down. Like we didn't really get enough movement up here. If the chart did something like this and then came down,
Oh,
you would have made a lot of fees on spot right here. You know what I mean? But
yes.
because it just dumped immediately down, your liquidity up here didn't really get put to work super fast. Or it didn't get put to work as much as it should have before dumping down. So on charts where, especially on a chart like this where it's going straight up, it has the stair stepper move, right? And it goes up to 6 mil. Once it's up at 6 mil, this is the point in the chart where you kind of want to start getting a little bit careful because because it might have like a strong move down. And when it has one of these like straight waterfall, like dumps all the way down, this is not really a situation, in my opinion, where I would want to use very much spot because we see that the chart is super high up here, and that just means that it can come down like really hard. So this is kind of why spot you want to use maybe back here, like maybe here. Even I would still probably use bid ask here, even at this point in the chart. But this is where spot might be more acceptable. And then even on these run ups, but this is still high. Like me personally, I almost always use some form of bid ask, and I will throw. Um, if I'm confident in the token, then I'll throw like a little bit more spot in. So for example, we'll go like one soul bid ask. I mean one soul spot, and then like 9 sol bid ask, you know. Um does that make sense so far?
Yes, I understand. I think I kind of understand why you said I should use BDAX, because if I want to know if I'm right, if I
Mhm.
had used bid at that place where it is ranging now, that means it will use more of my liquidity at that range and I will get more fees, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so yes, and especially like if in this range, this makes sense to you, right? Like 1 sol spot right here, 9 sol bid ask, for example.
Yeah.
Um, yes. So here, like this is going to be generating more fees because the bid ask is getting thicker, and especially if it came down to like here or something, you'd be getting a lot of fee generation because a lot of your Solana is in this bottom half of the bid ask curve. Does that
Okay.
is that what you were asking or confirming kind of?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, basically, and also I wanted to I wasn't sure if you were aware of this, but you get more impermanent loss on spot pools than bid ask when it dumps because you have more of your Solana converting to the tokens up here. Like if you have more Solana converted up at these prices in spot and it dumps down, all of your Solana that got converted up here is now they're just tokens up here that are depreciating in value as this goes down. So
No.
you don't want too much Solana all the way up here getting converted because your pool is going to depreciate more. As opposed to here, you don't have as much getting converted all the way up here, so you're going to suffer less pool depreciation or impermanent loss.
Okay. I understand now.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, I understand what you're trying to say now.
Do you
I
see how?
I really
Mhm.
Okay, I wanted to say I really did not get the points before, like BDAX and spots. But now I understand why it's better, especially when using long range. It's
Right.
better to use BDAX.
You see now how like spot in you get in trouble faster, you know,
Yes.
because if it dumps down, you're converting more Solana up here, and this is going to depreciate. Because going back to this play for example, you're not doing bad on this. Not yet. I think you might get a bounce, and you're still safe here. This is the 91% one, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, but you can see how these are the tokens up here, and technically, like on Meteora, like the tokens. Can you see the screen where my mouse is at?
Yes.
So like these tokens up here are not earning anything. Like this can bounce around, but these tokens are just sitting up here, like all the way up at these prices, not doing anything. So do you see how it would be better? Like with bid ask, you're gonna have less tokens up here, and instead more of your Solana is gonna be all the way down here, after that major dump, as opposed
Yeah.
to having some just sit idle up here. So I
Yeah.
think you understand that now.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. And it looks like on Momo you're doing bid ask. We can give this one some room. I really love I'm so glad that you are doing this though. Like this is the way that I do it. This is the way I set up most of my pools, and I think you're gonna find that it works out for you. But I wanted to go over something else. We can clear all of this stuff out. Um, I've noticed recently that there are certain parts, there are certain times in the chart that I've kind of started classifying as like uh, inflection points almost, where you get really deep into your range. Like, for example, you might be like almost break even here, and then you come down to here. You're not going to be in profit at this point. It keeps going down, keeps going down. Maybe you're almost break even here, or maybe you're a little bit in profit here at this point. But then it goes deeper into your range. Maybe you're not in profit, and at this point, like your P&L is probably kind of flat. Like you might have a little bit, you might be down a little, you might be up a little at this point in the chart if you were doing a bid ask from the top, you know?
Okay.
So you are probably maybe break even here, but I've noticed there comes a point where like it gets to a bottom in your chart and these small spikes might not do much, but then you get one strong spike and this is like it turns your P&L very very quickly to like majorly green as opposed to being up or down a small amount on this whole way down. You get like one move when you get one spike when you're deep in range and you are able to quickly become in profit. I just not to that's a big like teaching point, but it's just interesting. I've noticed it a lot recently, especially looking on LP Agent. It's like basically break even, or a little bit down, and then you get one spike and you're like, this UPNL has done like 5x or something. But anyways, I'm just kind of talking at this point. Do you have any questions still, or anything you want to go over?
Mm, mm, um, okay. I today
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be on LP agent. Let me come back here.
Mm-hmm.
This sports. I think this sport should be this sports. I think it should be sports. I noticed that. No, is there a way to change this to USD? I think this soul
Mm,
is not showing me, so I want to see. I don't know if LP agent has that.
um, I'm not sure. It might have to be you might have to look at it on Fabric. We'll try Fabric's new tool real quick actually. Give me 1 second.
And okay, so before that, my second question is when
Mhm.
you enter a pool and
Mhm.
token keeps the token keeps going out of range upwards, like
Mhm.
it's not or
Mhm.
like out of range upward, what do you do?
It's up to you. So are you talking about like on this chart, let's say you set up a range like here. Let's say you set up a range like here and that just keeps going up.
Yes.
You can, if you really like the token, you can keep chasing it up. So let's say it goes up from here and it goes up to here. It's now right here. You can open a new position. And then if it keeps going up, you can keep opening new positions until it finally gets one of these downturns kind of. Usually, usually I'm not doing this too much, but the only reason usually one of the only reasons I'm not chasing stuff up is because it's kind of tedious. Like it's kind of some you have to open and close like a bunch of positions. So you just have to be it's a lot more work than just setting it and leaving. But you can definitely do that. And on something like this chart, that would have worked very very well if you made a pool down here. It comes up a little. You close this one, open a new one, and it still doesn't get hit. It comes up a little bit. You close this one, open a new one, comes down, comes up, and then you could close this one and open a new one. The only thing is you just have to be careful when you're doing this. If it's like a new token, you just want to make sure you're going wide enough. That's the only
Mm.
that's the only thing you have to think about. Like you'll be fine if you're going 90% down and you're doing this. But yes, that's the only thing you have to keep in mind, and you just have to expect to keep doing it. Like on the uptrends, I usually don't do this just because it's a little bit more like work. Like I said, I usually play this second half of the move, but
Mm.
this chasing it up, you can very, very, very well do that. There's no problem in doing that as long as you're going wide enough. Does that make sense?
Oh yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, I probably would make more money if I did this more often, but yeah, no problem with that. I think that's not a bad idea. Um, let's see if I can get this one other thing pulled up. Is there anything else you have right now?
Oh no,
Any?
just the next one is just this spot, but it has to be in USD.
Oh yes, the
So I can
USD.
ask question.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. Can we do USD? There we go. Nice. This looks good now.
Okay. Okay, this one, so this my most recent
Hmm.
trade. It went out of my range upward.
Which one? Sorry.
This one, I think I'm seeing 1.99. This last one.
Last
Yeah,
one.
the one you're
This one?
on. Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to.
It went out of my range upward and I just had to close it and I was still in loss.
You're still in loss on through USD.
Was it was it
So,
three?
let me see.
No, it was 1.97.
On this one or no?
Yes.
This one. Okay. Um. So this one you made a range on, and it went up out of your range, and you took a loss
Oh,
on it.
yes.
So the reason this happens is because of usually it's when you open a position with your Solana and the price of Solana drops. And so you deposited $37.69 of Solana, and then the price of Solana dropped. So when you withdrew it, it shows you only got $35 back. I think. I think that's what happened. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
We'll see. We'll see where it was at March 18th. So at 11:44. We'll see here. Oh yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So, okay. Closed at 11:44. Duration you were in it for 7 hours. So 7 hours minus 11 is 4 a.m. So 4 a.m. Okay, so you opened your position like when Solana was up here, and then
Yes.
you closed it at 11:44 when Solana was down here.
Yes.
So yeah, so when you that's this is why I usually track my portfolio in terms of Solana, because if you track it in terms of USD, sometimes Solana just goes down and that's what causes your loss, unfortunately.
Okay.
Does that does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but other than that, your P&L looks really good. This P&L chart, at the beginning of February, everything has looked really good. I think you're doing well. Um, 80% win. I know that's not always the best statistic to use because you can get out with like really small wins. But that looks good. Average win to loss position is 70 cents to $1, and your win percent is 80%, so that's really good. Um, Sorry, this is the first time I'm using this software, so I'm trying to. That's a pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
I mean, we can look at some of your other plays if you want. Is there anything? Is there any questions you have right now?
Oh no.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. DLS says 5. Nice, you made some money on this one. Made some money on Plumber. 5%. Nice. 3% on this one. Nice. 2%. Perfect.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, according to my own strategy, what I use, I mostly LP coins that are launched, especially within a day. So I want to ask, do you also LP coins within a day, or do you LP coins that are launched more than a day?
So recently I've been LPing coins pretty late. And that's partially because I've been busy with like the channel and editing and stuff. But um, I feel like right now the new tokens coming out are kind of sketchy. There was like this one I saw people playing this one, but and it had a lot of volume, but it just like rugged really hard. So this is one that I saw recently that was getting high volume, but uh, I don't know. I think I don't know. If you're playing these new tokens, I always prefer to get in and get out. So if for some reason you're gonna LP this thing, I would try to get out on this bounce or something like, or yeah, I just don't. I'm really sketchy. I get really sketched out about some of these newer tokens nowadays, just because a lot of them have been going to zero, as opposed to like this isn't the best example either, but this is something that's like older, and that has a little bit more surviving power. I'm trying to think. We got some bounces on some older tokens as well. So I do play newer tokens when there's I play newer tokens when I really, really like the meme, you know? Or if for some reason it's getting like, if it has 10 mil volume on the first day or something like that, like if the token I'm looking at is so obvious of a play, then I will play it. But if it's something where I'm kind of like questioning whether it can rug, like for example, bag worker, I would be like questioning myself. I'd be like, is this actually like a good meme? Is this actually worth playing? Just because I don't like it that much. The meme itself, even though it was getting good volume and it was running super hard, it ran to 790K. That's not all that much. But I'm not giving you a clear answer here. I'm sorry.
I understand.
But occasionally there are situations where you see a meme that's new, that's like maybe hour 2 hours old, and it has like a really good narrative, like Moss back in the day, like Penguin when it was running. Like those tokens are going to be like pretty good risk reward, just because even though they're new and I don't typically play new coins, the narrative and the attention on it is so high that like I'm gonna play it. Does that make sense?
Oh yes.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. Like we can go to some of the trending pools here. Um, we can look at collectible, I guess. Can we open it on Deck Screener? We can open it on Axiom. Like this is really this is really what like new tokens tend to do, you know? Like I'm glad I'm not in this one. Um, let's see. This is actually not a bad narrative because the SEC recently labeled meme coins as digital collectibles, which makes them not as prosecutable. So like basically just good for crypto. This statement was very good for crypto. So this isn't like a terrible narrative actually, but the chart is pretty gross looking. You probably could have made money if you LP'd this and it came down. If you got out on this spike, you're probably good. You know. Um, let's see what else we have. UGOR. This is a scam token. So this is like, do you remember BFS?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to that. As you can see, the chart is all. Wait, this is even. Maybe this is the right one. But yeah, these types of tokens can print a lot, but they are really sketchy. And every time I try to play one of these tokens, I tried to play like oil. I got destroyed on oil because uh, was I was like 90% down in this, and I didn't realize it was dumping. I think I might have showed you this last week, but yeah, scam tokens, they can print a lot, but they are just like super sketchy to be in. We can look at aliens, I guess. Distorted is on the list. That's good. This isn't a bad looking chart, to be honest. I'm gonna try to check this on Deck Screener just for fun. Uh, I don't really love this that much. This volume at the beginning, I don't like how it has all of this big volume at the beginning and now it's just fading. I don't like how it's dropping off. If for some
I'm sorry,
reason, mhm, go ahead.
I have a question.
Hmm.
This volume indicator below, is it supposed to be like at the same range?
Is it supposed to be? What do you mean?
The volume indicator below, the one you
Hmm.
just talked about right now, is it supposed to be like at the same range?
Same range as in, uh, like
The
the
spikes.
there. Let me give you an example. You want you want volume that looks like this. Um, you want volume that looks like this kind of like random spikes comes down, random spikes. Even though there was a lot of volume at the beginning here, it kind of made sense and it sustained. Let me think of another token. Gerald is not bad, actually. Oops. So you see the volume on here.
Oh,
This is weird, but this was probably just a huge spike on migration. But after that, do you see how it's kind of low? It's kind of low spike, kind of low spike, kind of low spike, spike, spike. So do you see how it's like kind of like erratic or sporadic? This is a better looking volume in my opinion. Do you see how it's just like really like it looks natural. It comes up, it comes down as opposed to on the previous chart, you see how it starts off like this and this could be real. This doesn't look like this isn't the worst looking volume. Um I think we all should kind of know what like the super fake volume looks like. Like this is no good. Do you see how it's like really weird? Like it's like super I call this noisy volume because there's so much like noise on it and it's just not real. Like and do you see how there's always like you can kind of always see the main body of the volume here? Like I can almost draw a straight line straight across. You see?
Yes.
Like this is not real volume. So can you see like the difference between like here and like here, for example?
Yes.
So you want stuff that looks more organic, and usually the price action, usually like what the chart is doing is going to also, um, it's gonna also agree kind of with the volume. Like here, the volume is doing whatever, and the chart is just doing like this doesn't make any sense. This volume correlating with this chart makes no sense at all because
Mm.
this volume is staying the same and the price movements are like reasonable. The only way this volume would ever look legit usually is if it's just going like this. So yeah, that's very odd. And you can see how like when you get volume spikes on this chart, you see how it's usually from a pump or something, or like you see volume spike right here, pump. So that's just kind of that's my advice on identifying real looking charts.
Okay. So,
Any other questions so far, or any other
oh,
questions about like any of that sort of thing?
no, no.
Okay. Um, Going back to this chart, I wouldn't end up minding this one. I guess we should look at the lore. The thing is like we've seen a lot of aliens. The domain aliens.gov was registered yesterday. Huh. This is actually interesting. I'm not gonna lie. The lore on this isn't as bad because we've seen like a lot of aliens tokens the past few weeks, you know. Um, but basically the narrative here is that someone registered aliens.gov yesterday. I don't know where the links for proof are. Who is? Yeah, let's look at who is. Okay, so aliens.gov registered on the 17th of March, expires. And wow, that's actually crazy because look, administrative contact. This was Arlington, Virginia is where the CIA is. So it looks like this is actually real. So someone from the US government registered aliens.gov as a website. Um, so even though the other aliens tokens have come out, do you see how like aliens.gov, like this one's a little bit actually stronger because there's something official to it. So that actually makes me a little bit more interested in this one. We can go to Meteora, see what the pool is looking like. Uh-oh, I have like no Solana left in the wallet. Um, I actually don't mind this. This is a newer token. This is a newer token that I don't mind playing as much just because the story is actually like pretty good on it. Yeah, breaking the US government secretly registers the aliens.gov domain name. Wow. Pretty interesting. I think I might. This is something though, like you know how you were talking about setting up a range and it goes higher.
Mm,
This is something where we might uh we might set up this range and like I would really want to go like 90% down or something on this. But if for some reason this chart keeps if for some reason this chart just keeps going higher and just grinding up like this, we're not really going to make much doing like following it up. Like let's say we make our pool here and it bounces around a little bit, goes up, and then we make another pool up here. It'll probably be a while until it comes deep enough in our range to make anything significant, but you can try it. I'm gonna go ahead and try this one out for now.
mhm.
But yeah, sorry, we kind of got off track. Is there any questions you have currently?
No.
All right. Well, I think is there any part of your trading this week that you would want to improve or change? I think you've been doing a good job. I think you've been doing a good job so far.
But this week, I just noticed with the filters I use, I
Hmm.
really don't get much new tokens. So that's why I LP'd some other tokens, or I don't even LP at all
Okay.
on these lots.
Um, like I personally don't LP new tokens that much. Like this is really rare that I'll LP this, but it's because the narrative, the story is so good. Or I think it's pretty good. It's not like amazing, but it's official. There's the CIA registered a website yesterday, aliens.gov, pretty good. Um, do you want like maybe some filters for newer pairs that you can play?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I showed you this one last time. Let's see here. Okay. This is one that I used to use a good bit. You don't have to go on deck screener for this. Um, but I think I don't remember if I showed you 10K minimum liquidity. Uh, I would say 100K minimum market cap is good for DLMMs. Obviously, if you're trading new pairs, you probably don't want to buy stuff over 100K, but for what we're doing, this is fine. 100K minimum market cap. I just put in 40 mil market cap max just to filter out any scam tokens. Um, 36-hour max pair age, and then 24-hour volume at 200K. You could make this 150K if you wanted to maybe get a few more tokens in there, but usually it's going to filter everything out. And then what I do is I go, after I have those filters in here, I just go to age here, and then I just anything that is dex paid with like if there's a logo right here, that means it'll be dex paid. Anything with a logo, I used to just go. There's aliens that we saw. I just go open link in new tab for all of these, and this was kind of the way I used to filter like the newer tokens if I wanted to DLMM. Then we see collectible here. Meme coin. This has been done so many times. Like, stay away from that token without even looking at the chart. Solana, the
Uh,
pygmy hippo. So we can just kind of go in real quick. Obviously, this is not legit. This is some sort of farm. You can see, right? We can just draw the line straight across on the volume. This is not real. Uh, I don't really like this that much. It's not bad, but I don't really like it that much, so I'm just gonna skip it. I don't like that one that much. Aliens, we just opened a pool on this one. Claw, I don't love it. I don't love it. It's kind of like a open claw derivative. Like it's just not very strong in my opinion. So we're gonna exit out of that one. This is fake. This is not a real token. Eh, they put some effort into the art, but again, it's just not something that is like super unique, you know. So I'm just gonna skip that. Already opened that one. This is so fake. So I assume you probably already know this, but like going back to the volume, you see how this just stands out as something that's completely manipulated.
Mm.
You know how we can just draw a straight line here. There's no volume here for some reason. There's a mound of volume here, and then there's just straight lines. Like this is not real at all. So stay away from that one for sure. Don't like this one, Afro Man. Well, we can give it a chance just to see. But like typically, Afro Man's music video, Lemon Pound Cake played in court. So I guess some sort of more viral meme, but again, this is like not something where it's super like memeable. Like you can't take this meme and like make a joke about it on Twitter. You know, it's like kind of just it's super one dimensional. Even though the chart honestly doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad to be honest, but still it's just not something I like very much, so we're gonna skip that one. We gave an example on this earlier, obviously fake and collectible. This is probably the second best in narrative of the day. Um, like we said, like the SEC is now classifying meme coins as digital collectibles. This isn't bad. I would expect we get some sort of bounce here. So if you were really like bored and you really wanted to play something, if you LP'd this from up here, you'd probably be doing fine because if you went 90% at 550k, you would cover all the way down to 54k. So you would actually not be doing super bad in this range. You still have a good amount of cushion room, especially if you're going bid ask. And I would probably assume this thing does bounce eventually. So this is not a bad. This is gonna be our B tier play of the day. Aliens is probably the A plus. It's not A plus, but it's better than the other ones. Um, this and collectible are pretty good just because of the stories behind them, and then this is just obviously so manipulated and uh so fake. Um, and Solana Baby Hippo looks a little better. I don't like the volume that much on it. You could probably get away with LPing this, but I think on that list we just looked through, these are again kind of the only two we're really enjoying. Does that make sense kind of why we're looking at these two off that whole
Yeah.
list? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything on your mind right now?
Oh, no. I mean, the only thing in my mind is I want to test what you just said about the BDAC sounds like test it consistently for a week and two and see how it works.
Yeah, and the issue what you might run into is that if you have your bid ask set up, you might get a little bit impatient because sorry, that's really bad. You might get a little bit impatient because when you do bid ask, this little like top range if it goes like this and comes out, you're not gonna make very much. Like you're gonna make significantly less than you would with spot, you know. So I think just stay patient and wait for the tokens that really fall into your range on bid ask. Because like I said, just don't get impatient if it does something like this. You can just if it does something like this and goes up, you can just make another bid ask range below it. Um, but yeah, that's I think that's the only thing you're gonna notice switching to more bid ask oriented pools.
Mm.
But other than that, I think you've been doing really really well. Um, this P&L chart looks really good, bro. So congrats on this. It looks good.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. We're
Yes.
coming up on an hour. It looks like. I'm fine. If you have any other questions, I'm here. But just let me know if there's anything else you're thinking about.
Uh, mm, or okay, this might not be related, but does migration affect helping, or how does it work?
So
Token migration.
on uh on token migrations, you can't enter a pool until it migrates.
Oh,
So going back to let's scroll all the way down to here. So right here is where it migrated. Uh, I think tokens migrate around 38K now, something like that. So the only thing that migration affects is that oh gosh, Joe, my friend was playing this. You can't open a pool until it's migrated. That's the only thing. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Let's ask ChatGPT real quick.
wait a minute.
Yeah, my computer just like died for a second.
I'm
Um,
sorry about that.
1 second. I'm trying to fix the camera. Why is your camera glitching? Says someone. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're about to end it anyways. Can you open a Meteor D LMM pool before migration? It's not working. You can still hear me, right, Armstrong?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, no, you cannot.
Um,
So it's not really listed on like a DEX before. Token is trading in a bonding curve, internal pool only. Okay. Yeah. So no, you cannot enter pre-migration. To answer your question.
Yes.
Um, anything else on your mind? I think we've gone over some good stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else before we sign off though? I think you just keep it up. I think you're doing good. Just keep in mind the token selection and the narratives, and I think your portfolio will continue to go up. It looks great right now. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're good. Anything else before we sign off?
Oh no.
Okay, well, I'll give you a shout out real quick. Make sure I should have tagged you. Um, Everyone, if you are not following Armstrong, please give him a follow. He is on top of a good DLMM student and constant Meteor user. He is awesome at making videos, and all of this stuff is just such high production quality. I really appreciate you like clipping this stuff. It looks so good. So if you ever have any video editing needs, Armstrong Olawand OX on Twitter, feel free to give him a follow, message him, connect with him, and yeah, we'll check in with you next week, I guess.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No, thank you for everything. I appreciate it. But
I
yep,
think so.
we'll be in contact. Just text me with anything, and I'll be here.
Oh, okay, so
All right. Thank you, Armstrong. Thank you so much.
thanks, sir.
See ya. Well, that has concluded the session. As you can see, he's asking just great questions. He's very, very consistent with opening positions. Like really, opening positions is the best way to learn. So I'm really happy with how it's going. He's understanding the difference between bid ask and spot curves, which is really, really crucial. But aside from that, we'll check in with him next week. I appreciate you guys tuning in so much. I'll be live later tonight, and I will see you next time. Good night, guys.